Hello and welcome to ENI UK and Europe Edition. I'm Giancarlo Matera, reporting from London. We'll be bringing you news reports from around the United Kingdom and Europe. On our program today, UK Foreign Minister to visit Eastern Europe ahead of G7 gathering. Army on standby as Britain braces for Storm Unit. And storms across Europe cause casualties, damages, and travel interruptions. From the United Kingdom, treasured trash. The UK's waste gets a new lease of life. This report will be brought to us by Janelle and Kasuga. And in Germany, how to level up instant noodles. Reported by Irene Juliette Arzadon. And in sports, Chelsea Football Club wins the Club World Cup. And this week's view from our window comes from Cyprus Historic and Classic Motor Museum. British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss will visit several European countries later this week, as her office said on Thursday, as she continues diplomatic efforts to deter a Russian invasion of the Ukraine. The UK's top diplomat will meet her Ukrainian and Polish counterparts during a visit to both nations, before attending a Munich security conference in the southern German city on Saturday. Foreign ministers of the G7's most developed nations will hold talks on the Ukraine crisis at the gathering, a spokesman for Germany's foreign minister confirmed on Wednesday. The German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, who this week met Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow, is expected to address the G7 conference, which US Vice President Kamala Harris and Secretary of State Anthony Blinken are also due to attend. The UK Foreign Office did not disclose when Truss would depart London for her latest diplomatic foray, which follows her own bruising visit to Moscow last week. She received a frosty reception there from her veteran Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov. As Britain presses a hard line on Russia's military buildup on its western border with Ukraine. The UK government last week signed into law new legislation giving it powers to impose tougher and broader sanctions on Russia if Moscow steps up its aggression against the Ukraine. Alongside the US, it has also been rallying allies to impose a significant package of collective sanctions should Russian troops cross into their western neighbors. NATO has also warned Wednesday that it could see no sign that Russia was withdrawing its forces, as Moscow had indicated it would be doing so. Britain put their army on standby on Thursday as schools prepared to close, as forecasters issued a rare red weather warning as danger to life from fearsome winds and flooding due to an approaching storm. Storm Eunice is set to make landfall in southwest England on Friday morning and move east across the country after barreling across the Atlantic, packing gusts of winds up to 100 miles an hour. The Environmental Agency issued 10 severe flood warnings for Western England, mostly on the Severn estuary, ahead of a potential surge of high tides driven by Eunice's arrival. The warnings come as separate storms killed at least 4 people and caused widespread travel disruptions in Central Europe on Thursday. Prince Charles, the heir to the British throne, has postponed a Friday trip to South Wales in the interest of public safety, while transport operators have said that all trains in Wales had been cancelled for the day. The red weather warning, effective from 7 a.m. on Friday, covers the northern coastline of Devon, Cornwall and Somerset in southwest England, as well as the south coast of Wales. Schools are in the affected region of England and Wales announced that they would shut for the day, and residents were urged to remain indoors. Heavy storms and snow has also forecast for Scotland and northern England. Transport companies have warned that roads, bridges and railway lines were also likely to be closed, and airports would suffer delays and cancellations. In England, some rail passengers have already been urged by train operators to not travel on Friday. a series of storms with strong winds swept across Europe, causing fatalities, casualties, damages, and major travel interruptions. In Poland, gusts of winds up to 125 kilometers per hour seriously damaged more than 500 homes, destroyed hundreds of trees, and left 324,000 households across the country without power overnight. 2 people were reported dead and another 2 were injured after storms toppled a large crane at a construction site in Krakow. Another person was killed by a tree that fell on his car in the west of the country. In northern Germany, a falling tree near the town of Bad Bergstatten killed a 37-year-old driver. The strongest winds were felt in central Germany with speeds up to 152 kilometers per hour. Schools were closed in several states of the country, and police warned the residents to stay home and avoid parks and forests. Long-distance trains were halted throughout the north, including Hamburg, Berlin, and Bremen. Airline company Lufthansa canceled 20 flights destined for Hamburg, Berlin, Munich, and departing from Frankfurt. In the Czech Republic, it was also hit and affected more than 300,000 households, leaving them without power. Extensive traffic disruptions were also experienced as fallen trees blocked roads and railways. The strongest winds in the country were recorded up to the north, with gusts of winds up to 181 kilometers per hour. In the southwest of the country, 3 children were taken to hospital with injuries after the car accident. Gales also damaged and destroyed roofs across the country. In the Netherlands, the high winds injured 3 people, including a police officer. The officer was injured by roofing that had blown off a commercial building. Firefighters also had to bring out 2 people from a car after a tree fell on it. Amsterdam's airport reported flight delays up to 45 minutes, while some rail services were cancelled. On Thursday, the storms were expected to persist during the next few days, with hurricane-force gales expected in many areas. Belgium said it was placing its coastal regions on orange level alert, the second highest level after red. It's time for a break now, but please come back for some more E&I UK and Europe edition.
Sa umaga, sa merienda at pati sa midnight snack, ito ay classic at basic na food trip ng mga Pinoy. Sinong hindi nakakakilala sa Pinoy all-time favorite? Ang pandesal. At dahil dyan, marami sa ating mga kaagapay nag-level up dahil sa pandesal.
Ito ang isa sa pinaka-pioneer na bakery sa buong bansa.
I think siguro mga less than 2,000 yung puhunan ko.
Siyempre, kakaiba siya. Very enticing yung itsura ng mga pandesal, colorful, very welcoming yung mga tao.
Sama-sama nating tikman ang sarap ng tagumpay mula sa tinapay ng bayan. Ako po si Mariel Rodriguez Padilla at ito po ang Unlad, Kaagapay sa Hanap Buhay.
Sa Hanap Buhay.
Reklamo ng mga netizens kaugnay ng iba't ibang modus na bumibiktima sa mga pedestrian sa Malibay, Pasay City, inaksyonan. Paghahanap ng tulong ng isang ina para sa kanyang anak na may iba't ibang karamdaman, re-respondehan na. At mga nanay sa Rodriguez Rizal na ginawang hobby ang pagtulong sa komunidad, ating kilalanin. Mga kapatid nating may kapansanan na walang trabaho, sagot na yan ng Grain Foundation for PWD.
Sabado, alas 6 hanggang alas 7 ng gabi. Ito ang Responde, Mata ng Mamamayan.
Huwag mag-alala! Kung maunahan ka sa pagpindot ng iba dahil malay mo, mali pala ang sagot niya. Kaya naman, may chance ka pang mag-steal. Let's welcome ang mga celebrity comedians. Tuesday Vargas, Donna Cariaga, Gary Lim, Berwin Mayley. Ang Lupang Hinirang ay unang narinig noong June 12, 1898 sa Kawit, Cavite na ang lyrics ay hinango mula sa tulang Filipinas na isinulat Nino.
Kay Gary Lim.
Bakit mo napili si Gary kasi feeling mo?
Alam niya history, Gary. Ano ka ba? Para sa siya lang yan.
Kasi nung winawagayway ang flag, nandun si Gary.
Siya, nagbebenta siya ng balon sa labas.
Nandun siya.
Ito ang Tara Game! Agad! Agad!
Sila ang mga kinikilalang bayaning may mahalagang papel para makamit ang kalayaan at pagbabago sa Pilipinas. Pero sa panahong ito, may mga bagong bayaning nakikipaglaban sa sakit na lumaganap sa buong daigdig, ang COVID-19. Ang ating mga frontliner, gaya ng healthcare workers, mga doktor, nurses, medical technologists, at iba pang health professionals, mga pulis, sundalo, security guards, mga tauhan na nangangalaga sa seguridad at mahahalagang pangangailangan ng bawat komunidad. Ang mga bagong bayani, ating pasalamatan, kilalanin ang kanilang sakripisyo at serbisyo para sa lahat.
Ang morning show na always nagbibigay ng ngiti at saya sa bawat kada all over the world. Tara na't ma-inspire at ma-amaze sa kwento ng mga bawat kada na nagwagi sa anumang hamon at pagsubok ng buhay. Itago na mga remote control at tumambay lang dito sa paborito niyong barkada sa umaga, ang Kada Umaga! Dahil kayo ang bida dito.
Welcome back to Ina, UK, and Europe. I'm Giancarlo Matera with more interesting stories from around Europe this week. Coffee grounds from London's cafes get a new lease of life as a skincare brand transforms them into beauty products. Janelle and Kasuga gives us the details. Let's listen in.
From facial scrubs using coffee grounds to clothes made from plastic bottles and furniture decorated with agave fibers, efforts to upcycle or repurpose waste products are gaining traction in Britain. Let's take a look.
I think the younger audience, even more so for obvious reasons than the older generation, are concerned about the future of our planet. And we cannot continue to take a linear approach. This really has to be the way forwards. And if we can prove that it can be done in the beauty industry, then we're really hopeful as a brand that we can inspire more businesses and individuals to take this approach in their lives generally.
I mean, interesting enough, it's a more interesting and versatile ingredient to use as a waste product. I think partly because it's been through that process, it's been heated and it's slightly damp. I mean, you'll see from looking at the coffee. And actually, that makes it more suitable to use in skincare.
Every day, a bike courier for the skincare brand Upcycle visits 25 cafes in London and collects some 100 kilograms or 220 pounds of coffee grounds that would otherwise be thrown away. Set up 6 years ago by Anna Blightman and her brother Will Blightman, Upcycle uses the coffee grounds to make beauty products, adding ingredients such as chamomile infusions or powder made from olive stones. The siblings took the plunge to set up their own businesses after working for multinational companies. She joked that she and her brother have since made a name for themselves as the crazy siblings, collecting coffee around London and creating cosmetics. Among these are water from making concentrated fruit juices, faded flowers that get thrown away by florists, and leftover chai spices. Every year, 500,000 tons of coffee grounds are thrown away in the United Kingdom, and the firm claims to have recycled 400 tons to date. The smell of citrus essential oils wafts through the factory as they are used to make a scrub. The production process is simple. Coffee grounds are mixed with sugar and essential oils, then whipped shea butter and a natural preservative is added. The exfoliant is then poured into glass jars, 3,000 of which are distributed around the UK every week. Demand is growing rapidly, particularly in the United States, according to the company, which is reluctant to give figures on its sales or growth. Reporting from London, United Kingdom, I'm Janelle Kasuga. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Janelle, for bringing us that story. Now let's discover how to enjoy instant noodles in a different way. Irene Juliette Arzadon from our EBC Bureau in Germany shows us. Let's watch.
What should I eat now? How about to level up instant noodles? I want to show you real quick 3 different ways how to level up your instant noodles. Let's cook together. Here are the ingredients. Instant noodles. It's up to you which flavor you prefer. 1 egg, bacon, corn, vegetables, and soy sauce. Cook your instant noodles in boiled water with the seasoning. Add soy sauce, but that's optional. Also fry the bacon and the egg on another pan. Time for serving. Put the soup into a bowl and add all the toppings and garnish it with spring onions. Here are the ingredients: ramen noodles, mushrooms, onions, lemon, and peanut butter, and 1 egg. Start again to cook your ramen noodles. In a bowl, combine the seasoning with 2 tablespoons peanut butter and 1 egg and whisk everything together. Add a bit of noodle water. But don't forget to fry your mushrooms with a bit of oil. By the way, did you know that ramen soup is originated in China and not in Japan? Time for serving. Last round. Now, let's give them a creamy taste. Here are the ingredients: 3 tablespoons mayonnaise, 1 egg, spring onions, and for all the Spam lovers out there, serve your ramen soup with Spam. Put the seasoning with 3 tablespoons mayonnaise and 1 egg in a bowl and whisk everything together. Don't forget to cook your noodles. Now lower the heat and add the sauce to the noodles. Ta-da! Isn't that creamy-licious? Enjoy your noodles! Of course, you can pick whatever ingredients you want, but make sure always cook with passion. I am Irene Juliette Arzadon for ABC Bureau Germany, and we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Irene, for that report. It's time for another break now, but please come back for some more E&I, UK, and Europe edition.
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Wow! Okay lang ba?
Sana ingatan mo lang, baka kasi mag-uho.
This is your turista vlogger! Aray! Uy! Uy! Huli ka!
Hello? Ano? Gusto mo na? O di break mo? Boss! Ay! Kumapot.
Hi, we are Press It Play. Please catch us on Letters and Music on air and online this coming Sunday on Net 25. See ya!
Araw-araw may bagong kaalaman. Dahil sa Tony Knows, everybody knows! Your Kuya Tony Petgaba na hindi naubusan ng tips. Siyempre, from DIY to life hacks, sagot ko na yan. Saan ka pa? Let's all play together. Let's have fun together. Tara na, sumali at makigulo sa aming Kada Challenge. Sa kada umaga, kompleto na ang inyong umaga.
Kai Havertz scored a penalty deep into extra time as Chelsea defeated Brazil's Palmeiras 2-1 in the Club World Cup final on Saturday to complete their collection of major trophies. Romelu Lukaku's superb header gave the European champions the lead on 54 minutes, but Rafael Vegas leveled from the spot for the Copa Libertadores winners just past the hour there in Abu Dhabi. Kai Havertz, the hero of the Champions League final against Manchester City, was Chelsea's match winner again as he converted a penalty on 117 minutes, awarded following a VAR review. It's amazing, he said. After champions of Europe, we are now champions of the world. It sounds better. I was nervous taking the penalty, I have to be honest. It's a big penalty. It's just crazy. It was good I kept the nerves, and I am very happy. I always dreamed as a kid of this. This is an amazing feeling for me. Chelsea have now claimed every possible trophy since Roman Abramovich bought the club in 2003 and became the third English side to win the global tournament after Manchester United and Liverpool. Chelsea will fly back home to the United Kingdom to continue the defense of their European Champions League title next week, as well as the resumption of the English Premier League. Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel has completed an amazing 12 months in charge at Chelsea, transforming the team from a young squad with potential into world champions. We look forward to seeing what's next for this talented group of players. For our view from our window today, we take you to a museum in Cyprus. The Cypress Historic and Classic Motor Museum is a vehicle museum located in Limassol City. It displays a collection that ranges from family cars, sports cars, and commercial cars, including an armored car used by British forces from 1912 to 1992. Vehicles are in outstanding condition, and the museum highlights the development and growth of the automobile industry, a must-see for all automobile enthusiasts. And today's view is courtesy of Susan de los Reyes. Thank you so much for this wonderful view, Susan. And that's it for today's program. We hope you stay safe and keep positive as we bring you more stories next week from the United Kingdom and Europe. I'm Giancarlo Matera. We live in interesting times.
Ngayong may pandemya, marami